Hello, wonderful listeners. Are you ready to drift off to dreamland with a magical story? Tonight, we're going to meet someone very, very special. So, snuggle up, close your eyes, and let's begin our journey with Thumbelina. Once upon a time, there lived a kind woman who wished for a tiny, beautiful child. A good fairy heard her wish and gave her a magical seed. The woman planted the seed in a pot, and soon a beautiful flower bloomed. Inside the flower sat a tiny, lovely girl, no bigger than a thumb. The woman was overjoyed and named her Thumbelina. Thumbelina was very happy. She had a walnut shell for a bed and flower petals for blankets. She would float on a tulip petal in a bowl of water, using 2 horsehairs as oars to row around her little lake. But one night, as Thumbelina slept, a big, clumsy toad hopped through an open window. "Oh, what a perfect wife for my son," she croaked, and she snatched Thumbelina walnut shell and all, and hopped away to the stream by her home. Poor Thumbelina woke up on a lily pad in the middle of the water. She was so far from shore and felt so scared and lonely. She began to cry. Some little fish swimming by felt sorry for her. They nibbled at the stem of the lily pad until it broke free, and Thumbelina floated gently down the stream. As she drifted, a shiny beetle saw her. He thought she was very pretty, so he swooped down and carried her up to a tree. The other beetles came to see her, but they thought she was strange. "She only has 2 legs. One said, "She doesn't have any feelers," said another. The beetle who had caught her started to think they were right, so he left her on a daisy and flew away. Thumbelina was alone again, all through the long, warm summer. She made a bed from blades of grass and drank the dew from the leaves. Then winter came. The air grew cold, and snow began to fall. Thumbelina's clothes were torn, and she was shivering. She had to find a warm place to stay. After a long search, she found a small door under the ground. It was the home of a kind old field mouse. The field mouse felt sorry for the shivering little girl and said, "You poor child, come in and share my food and home for the winter." Thumbelina was so grateful. She helped the field mouse keep her house tidy and told her wonderful stories. One day, the field mouse had a visitor, her neighbor, a rich mole. The mole was very wealthy and lived in a grand house underground, but he couldn't see well. He heard Thumbelina's sweet voice and fell in love with it. The field mouse suggested that Thumbelina should marry the mole. Thumbelina didn't want to marry the mole and live underground forever. She loved the sun and the blue sky. While exploring the mole's tunnels, they found a swallow that looked like it had frozen from the cold. The mole kicked it aside, but Thumbelina's heart was full of pity. That night, she secretly brought the bird a soft blanket made of hay. She warmed the bird and cared for it. To her surprise, the swallow was not dead, just very cold. It slowly got better. When spring arrived, the swallow was strong enough to fly again. "Come with me," the swallow chirped. "I can take you to a warm, sunny land." But Thumbelina didn't want to leave the kind field mouse. So, with a sad goodbye, the swallow flew away. The day of Thumbelina's wedding to the mole arrived. She went outside to say one last goodbye to the sun. Just then, she heard a familiar tweet-tweet above her. It was the swallow. "The cold winter is coming again," said the swallow. "Come with me this time. I will take you to a land where it is always summer." This time, Thumbelina agreed. She climbed onto the swallow's back, and they flew high into the sky over mountains and seas. They finally arrived in a warm, sunny land full of beautiful flowers. The swallow gently placed Thumbelina on a large white flower, and there, in the middle of the flower, sat a tiny little prince, just her size. He had a golden crown on his head and tiny shining wings on his back. He was the king of all the flower spirits. He thought Thumbelina was the most beautiful girl he had ever seen. He asked her to be his queen and live with him among the flowers. Thumbelina said yes, a joyful yes. She was given a pair of beautiful wings, and together they flew from flower to flower, forever happy in the warm sunshine. And so our little Thumbelina, after a long and brave journey, finally found where she truly belonged. Sweet dreams. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our story, please like this video and subscribe for more magical bedtime tales. Good night.